Good morning. This is day one of the REI Expo and we are with Mr. Pranjal Pande, Director at Statcon Energiaa, which is known for producing solar inverters. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Pande.
Good morning, Namrata. Thanks.
So, to begin with, tell us about your facilities.
Yeah, so we are based out of Hapur in Pilakua. So we have a capacity of manufacturing around 80 to 100 megawatt of solar inverters. These are all storage-based inverters. Apart from that, we are currently manufacturing megawatt hydrogen rectifiers as well, which you can see right behind me. And then there are a lot of other railways and defense products also that we are currently making there.
So tell us about the hydrogen rectifier that you just mentioned.
This is a very interesting product actually because hydrogen is really picking up, as you know. And even if you make a 1 megawatt of hydrogen plant and then you make a 20 megawatt of hydrogen plant, there is a cost difference of almost 1/4. Like if the hydrogen per unit cost becomes 1/4 when you go higher up. So everyone needs to be prepared to make more and more of the same thing. So this, as you can see, is a 1 megawatt container, but this needs to go up to 5 megawatt or even a 20 megawatt set for it to be viable for this hydrogen production plants. So we are really trying to expand the facilities for this particular rectifier.
And what is the product priced at?
It can vary up to from 1 CR up to maybe around 8 CR. So it's a really high value product. And this is basically used to give high power DC supply to the electrolyzers, as you have heard, which are ultimately used to produce the hydrogen.
So tell us about your recently launched products.
So recently we are doing a lot of good work in the microgrid space. So we have a dedicated IP54 solution for microgrids. Any kind of place where the electrification is not there or where people want 24/7 dedicated power from a separate grid which is not connected to the main grid. So we provide a full all-in-one inverter. Only you need to connect the panels, the batteries and the load output. So it is very quick turnaround time for the people who are trying to install the microgrids in new areas. You just install this unit and you are good to go.
Okay, and give us a comparative analysis between the residential and CNI sector. Which one has been more favorable for you this year?
Okay, so again, this is just limited to our own company's business and what we have seen around us. Earlier, residential used to be much more than C&I, but this year, owing to a lot of weather disturbances, there was not a very constant, like you have summer, it's not constantly sunny and then it's not constant rain. Lot of fluctuations. So that is why we feel that residential has gone down. And of the total sale that we have done, maybe say around 60 megawatt, of that 30 megawatt is residential broadly or small schools, small offices, and rest of it is all 15 kilowatt and above. So higher ratings like larger school, larger offices, industrial and commercial factories and all. Yeah.
So do you also feel that in the residential sector, buyers have a certain mindset and they are not very open to the idea of going with solar inverters?
No, I think that solar inverters have done a good job so far to establish own brands. As you can see around here, including us, there are a lot of established brands now. And we have seen that people have a clear mindset of their own. When they come to the store, they say we want to buy a Statcon Energiaa inverter or we want to buy an X brand inverter. So because of internet, people have a lot of different opinions and they have already made up their mind once they have come to purchase it. So that way I feel public is well aware of what is there on offer. But again, we have to still do a lot of branding. People know solar inverters from the regular inverters brand mostly, not as as a standalone solar inverter brand.
Right.
So that is where we and other companies have still to improve.
And would you say that the CNI sector has been gaining momentum very swiftly?
Yeah, and it has to, because this time of day rate has come in now. So different times of day have different electricity rates are there. So it makes sense for everyone to now go with storage more, so that during at least when the time of day is lesser, when the rates are lesser, you can charge your batteries during that time and you can then export it to your own loads or to the grid when the price is more. So there is a lot of opportunity for energy arbitrage in these situations. You can really save upon cost. And actually we are doing the same in our own factory also. After 5 p.m. when the cost becomes very high, plus 15%, then we discharge the batteries which have been charged through the solar during the daytime. So that leads to huge savings when you see full year.
Okay, and tell us about your international markets.
Internationally, in microgrids, we are very popular among a lot of installers. So in Myanmar, in Nigeria, through a variety of very good customers, we sell a lot of different power ratings. So these are 40 kilowatt, 60 kilowatt higher rating inverters that we sell. And apart from that, we have a variety of channel partners who take our inverters from India, because right now India brand is growing quite a lot. And in Africa, there is quite a good acceptability of the product. So they are using these products and selling it in those markets and installing in those markets as well.
And what are your capacities in the countries that you just mentioned?
It is actually our specialty is high power ratings. So we give the entire bouquet of 1 kVA up to 250 kVA. So 1 to 10 kVA mostly covers all the residences and small schools, offices. Above that, all the petrol pumps, large bungalows, all the industrial, commercial, a lot of factories also. So they all are covered into this bouquet. And of course, these are all storage based products. So wherever there is either high electricity rate or there is some amount of backup is needed, there our products are very viable.
And my last question to you is, tell us about the future plans of Statcon Energiaa. Where are you looking at being, say, in the next 3 years?
Well, solar will grow on its own rate. We are now launching India-made grid-tied inverters also. So I can say with 100% certainty that we are the first company who have designed this inverter in India also and are fully manufacturing it. But personally, I feel that hydrogen as a market will grow much beyond what solar has grown till now. And as you can see behind me, this is actually a very small product, and even this kind of product costs upward of 1 CR. So I am very bullish that the growth of hydrogen will be very high, and that is where we are building our own expertise as well.
And if you have to do a cost comparison, how would you compare the two, hydrogen versus solar?
Well, the times are early for that right now. Hydrogen, of course, will not be as viable as solar, at least for the next 5 years, because all of the hydrogen being produced right now is for industrial usage, like steel plants or fertilizer plants will immediately use it. But once that capacity is fulfilled, then you will see hydrogen really coming into its own. And of course, the automobile manufacturers have to support this, because that is where the primary all the hydrogen will go into.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.